Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, it's Kat. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a very exciting reading vlog. I'm basically going to be documenting my reading experience with Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Red Rising is a very popular series. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what it's about. This basically is like a sci-fi, space, opera, dystopian. I'm currently on page 46. And already so much has happened, so much has transpired. It's already super action-packed. I'm already so invested in this book. I do feel like the world building can be kind of confusing because the world building is sort of thrown at you. There's a lot of made-up phrases and lingo that you have to kind of get used to. I do want to go a little bit more into this book, so I'm gonna have a spoiler timestamp here for those who have not read this book yet. We are introduced to Darrow and his family and his job as a driller, and we also meet Darrow's wife, Io. I already knew something was going to happen to her because there was just so much description of how much Darrow loves her and how he thinks of her as his whole world and the purpose of all that he's doing. Darrow is the complete opposite of his wife. Like, his wife is very fearless. She's willing to risk her life. She's willing to risk anyone's life for this future that she envisions. But for Darrow, he just wants to work, he wants to provide for his family, that's all he wants, right? Io was going to surprise Darrow with two gifts. The first one is like the forest that she takes him to, which seems like a biodome. Darrow has never been to a forest. He's never seen trees, never touched grass, never seen the sky or stars. And second gift she never got to reveal, but I think her second gift is that she is pregnant. But before she dies, before they hang her, she's allowed to speak her last words to somebody. And so she calls upon her sister and tells her something, and then her sister turns to Darrow and just starts crying. I do think that Io was pregnant, and she didn't get the chance to tell Darrow. All these events and the loss of his wife is going to push Darrow into rebellion against the goals, against the society. I do already like her characters. I do like the way it's written. It does have a bit of a YA tone to it, but it's nothing that's like annoying or too juvenile. I do enjoy the humor in this too. Like, Darrow is a funny character. There's so much growth to be had for his characters. I can already tell that will push him into the next phase of his life. And so I'm really excited to see what will happen next. But anyways, I will keep you guys updated. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm currently on page 106 or 107. I'm on chapter 15 now. It is action-packed. There's just not a moment of just silence or breathing space. There's just one thing happening after another. I'm going to talk about what I've read so far, so I'm going to have the spoiler timestamp here somewhere. Io's body was hung in their community area. So Darrow, what does he go do? He goes to take down Io's dead body, and as a result, he is sentenced to death. His uncle gives him a little something that's kind of making him feel a little weird, and next thing we know, he's being hanged. He's supposed to die, but he comes back to life, and he meets the Sons of Ares. Now, the Sons of Ares basically chose him, or Ares chose him, to become one of the goals to infiltrate their society and pretty much take them down from the inside like a Trojan horse. He has to go to their school, which apparently is cutthroat. Backtracking a little bit, he finds out the truth, and that is all the work, the hundreds of years of slavery that the Reds have endured was for nothing. They were told by the Golds that basically the Reds are mining to help create a society for humans on Mars. But little did he know the society was already created. Dancer shows Darrow this city that's fully built, technologically advanced. All these colors are residing in there. The Reds are basically working for nothing. They are slaves just to sustain these cities. Now Darrow's pissed off because he's like, what the hell? They're just oppressing us, and we're doing all of this for no reason. We have to risk our lives, our families. We have to get by on scraps of food for no reason. I was recapping all of this to my fiance, and he told me that he suspects Ares, who is like the head honcho, the Sons of Ares, is a gold. I'm already planning on buying the rest of the books in the series so far, which I believe there's 5 more that's out, just because I'm having such a good time. I'm really enjoying it. I'm so glad that my fiance chose this for me to read next, because the book I read before this, yeah, I was not having a good time. I am enjoying these new characters that are introduced, and Darrow finally finding out the truth. Darrow coming to terms with this truth is very interesting to read about, because you see the transformation, the paradigm shift happening, and how he now understands his true role in society. I'm just so excited to read this. Every time I pick up this book, I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. So I read a little bit more of Red Rising, and there's been a couple things that I was thinking about, and it just goes to show that there's just so much more to this story and these characters. One thing he does talk about that I found very interesting, he showed some anger towards Io, who is his first wife. He was upset that she left, and left him with all this anger and hatred towards the society, and left him with a dream that was never his to begin with. In the beginning, he just wanted to live his simple helldiver life. He just wanted to provide for his family and be with his family, and that's it. That's all he wanted. But Io had a bigger dream, and I get it, her leaving is a catalyst for him to finally go in the direction that she wanted him to go in. But at the same time, I just felt like it's also unfair, because this wasn't his dream initially. Yes, he hated the golds. Yes, he hated the circumstances he was in, and she knew what her departure would mean for him. So her doing that did push him in the direction she wanted, but it also kind of felt a little manipulative, because he would not have gone in that direction on his own. I haven't made it as far as I hoped, but I'm on chapter 20, and that is page 141. Darrow is now in the institute. Everyone's getting sorted into the houses and whatnot, and he's like kind of figuring out his place and trying to make friends, and, you know, just trying to be a normal student, a normal gold. He hates every bit of it though. It's very funny to hear how much he has disdain for all these people around him, yet he has to be part of this society. I keep forgetting that Darrow is 16 though. Like, that fact keeps evading my brain, just because he seems so mature. Oh, I did forget to mention, I did end up purchasing the rest of the books in the series. They got delivered today, so I'm really excited to eventually dive into those too. I'm just happy to have all the books now. At least I don't have to wait for the rest of the books in the series. The only book I'd have to wait for is the last book. I have a theory, and I'm gonna share it in the spoilers. I'm past the part where Darrow kills Julian as part of a test. Obviously Julian is Cassius's brother. Cassius is like ruthless, definitely has leadership qualities, but he also has this underlying layer of ruthlessness and viciousness. Darrow is afraid of Cassius and what he will do, how he would retaliate. I theorize that Cassius already knows that Darrow killed his brother. He's just playing Darrow for a fool. He's just leading him on until he traps him. And I think we're gonna find out later how Cassius is planning to exact his revenge. That is my theory. I could be completely wrong. Right now I'm on part 3, and that is chapter 34, and that is page 265. I'm really liking one of the characters in there named Severo, who's very loyal to Darrow for some weird reason, because Severo at first seemed like this very independent, aloof character. He only does things on his own terms, but then to see him grow closer to Darrow and just like be more loyal to him was an interesting change. I didn't really see that considering how Severo is. Just for some spoilers, so I'll have the spoilers timestamped here. Darrow pretty much has taken down most of the houses, I think, or all of them. He has made slaves out of all the houses. He's stolen their resources or has destroyed their territory. I just read the part where Cassius basically stabs Darrow because Cassius found out that Darrow killed Julian. Are like the Sons of Ares working with Arch-Governor? Is that what's going on? That's my next theory. I do feel like they're part of the rebellion and they want to take over the golds, but there's something not right. Like, I don't know what it is. Something about them does not feel right. So I don't know, maybe I'm just being a bit too speculative. I think they're gonna screw Darrow over, or Darrow is gonna realize that he does not want to be a part of their organization. I do like the characters. I do like this plot. I do like how things are unraveling. It does give like Hunger Games and Percy Jackson vibes. The only thing I have to say is I'm not the biggest fan of the writing. It's not terrible, but it is choppy. There's a lot of like short sentences and just very choppy writing, and there have been times where I was a little confused as to what was happening, so I had to like reread some passages to get an understanding. This is the author's first book, so I have to give some grace there. I'm gonna make this really quick because I don't have a lot of space left on my memory card for my camera, but I just finished reading Red Rising. Wow, what a phenomenal ending. Like, the ending ended on such a high note. It's got me so excited to read the second book. The ending has set up room for so many conflicts to occur in the next few books, so we're gonna have so many more storylines to explore. It seems like it's gonna be more political in the next few books. This book, it was more physical, I would say. Like, there was a lot of wars and battles and conquering and whatnot. Did want to talk about some things, so I'm gonna have a spoiler here. I knew Mustang, or Virginia, was related to the Jackal. I knew it. I don't know how. I think there were some things that were said that I kind of picked up on and kind of put two and two together. It's also nice to know that Virginia is still on Darrow's side. This man totally deserves to find love and to find some stability, especially after all the shit he's gone through, and Virginia seems like the perfect partner. Darrow has pledged his allegiance to the governor, so that's gonna be very interesting to see. That's why I feel like it's now going to be more political in the next few books. And also, Darrow's going through all these inner conflicts, like, should he still continue loving, or, you know, continue his relationships, interactions with Virginia, because she is not of her choice, right? Not of her own volition, but she by birth is part of a society, part of a system that goes against everything Darrow stands for. So he's going through his own inner turmoils about that. Huge fan of Severo, love Severo. Oh my god, I hope we get more Severo. I love him so much. I really enjoyed it. I really love this book. So many theories, so many predictions. Alrighty, so I'm gonna be doing a little bit more of an in-depth talk about Red Rising because I have so many thoughts. Spoilers! I feel so much empathy for Darrow just because of the stuff he's been through, not only with his wife dying, but also all the stuff he had to deal with, losing his friends, killing people, killing a red, stuff that he's never imagined himself doing, stuff that he wanted to stay away from, stuff that he only thought golds were capable of doing, but now that he's a gold, he has to. That is Eo's fault, and that is the fault of the Sons of Ares. Darrow is naturally predisposed to anger and rage. That kind of comes to him pretty quick. Io obviously knows this. In order for him to fulfill her dream, she had to make him angry. I don't know why they chose Darrow specifically. Like, out of all the Reds in the Red Society, why did they choose Darrow? The man literally took down Olympus because the Proctors kidnapped Virginia. They got him angry. He went up into the skies to get his girl. Okay, what a man. Love that. I hope Severo stays. I hope he doesn't die. I've heard from many people that a lot of beloved characters die in this series. I hope Severo is not one of them. Excited to see how Cassius is going to make his reappearance, because I'm more than positive that Cassius and Darrow are going to have another face-off. I have a feeling this series is the type that leaves no stone unturned, meaning whatever the author mentioned in the first book, it's going to be expanded upon, it's going to circle back, or it's going to be explored further. Also, I feel like the plot with the Jackal was kind of underwhelming. Jackal was supposed to be this very conniving, strong, ruthless, violent person. At least that's what he was hyped up to be. When we finally got to the scene, he just kind of felt overwhelming because he didn't do much. I think he was just kind of used to reveal how Virginia is the governor's daughter. I hope the Jackal makes another appearance. I do love Darrow's character. He has so much internal conflict. It's really going to be fun watching how he shapes up to be a leader. Darrow is the type of character who's going to have to make some tough decisions that make him seem like the villain. Excited to see the different facets of his character and how he grows. Everyone is on pins and needles waiting for Red God. Hopefully by the time it comes out, I have caught up with the series. When it comes to the last book in a series, I would rather have the author take their time with it. It's like an emotional journey for them. They're closing out a series, plus they have to do it in the best way possible and give it the justice it deserves. But anyways, guys, thank you for being on this journey with me. There's definitely going to be more Red Rising content. I am planning to do a reading vlog for each of the books. Definitely let me know if you've read this book or read all the books so far and what your thoughts are. I will talk to you guys later.